Hello everyone, Connor here again. I know nobody really talks about creepypasta anymore, but back in the day I used to be really involved in the creepypasta community, and well, I feel like it really helped build the fun goth I am now, and well, since my Smiling Friends video that relates to creepypasta seems to do really well, I thought maybe you guys will enjoy a whole video about it. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I want to talk about it anyway. So let's get started. Here's my list of top 10 creepypastas. At least ones that have impacted my life the most, or at least ones that I enjoy the most. And if you guys enjoy it, I could probably make a part 2 to this. I just have to think about what else is left after this, because I think I talked about most of them in this one. Anyway, without further ado, and by the way, when I say fun goth, I mean I love Halloween and metal music, especially Ice Nine Kills and Korn, and my spirit animal is a raven. But anyway, as I was saying, let's get started. Here we go, from worst to best. By the way, if things look different, it's because I have a new apartment. It's way bigger. It's really nice, but I don't want to get too personal, so I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, number 10 is Jeff the Killer. Yeah. It used to be really good at the day, but now it's mostly a joke, and, well, let me just add to the joke, because I don't like this story, so this one is just kind of a roast one. I know it's an easy pick, the pick on poor Jeff, but it's also fun to do so. I mean, so Jeff is supposed to be a normal teenager. Yeah, Trevor Phillips is more normal than this kid. So the story begins. He moves to a new town, and 3 bullies immediately stop picking on him.
Why him specifically? Because that works.
And naturally, this escalates to the 3 bullies eventually tracking him to a birthday party and holding him at gunpoint. Yeah, these are 13-year-old kids, by the way, and mind you, nobody at the party that's mostly made of adults. None of them try to restrain the kids or try to de-escalate. They literally just kind of stand there, just as if wanting to see what will happen. And anyway, Jeff fights them and he kills them. I mean, why not, right? But as the story goes, he gets covered in bleach and nearly burned to death. He survives, obviously, but almost immediately he loses his goddamn mind. Yeah, that's all it took. One near-death experience, and now he's insane. He wakes up in the hospital and starts laughing at his new face, which, by the way, the doctor says is a normal reaction to something like this.
This is fine.
Anyway, Jeff, now being insane and all, decides the most logical response to doing what he did is to carve his face into a Joker smile, burn off his eyelids, and like I said, most logical response to being nearly burnt to death. And the mother of the year over here, decides, you know what's the most logical conclusion of this? Hey, honey, shoot the kid. Yeah, shoot our fucking son. Yeah, good. Let's not get him help. Let's murder the kid. I mean, yeah, he's insane, but kind of jumping to conclusions, though, honey. It doesn't matter anyway, because he literally just kills them like 5 seconds later, and his brother Lou. Yeah, the one who went to jail for him, he kills him too. Yeah, so more of the story: don't try to save your brother. He's He's gonna kill you. But anyway, that's what I have to say about it. Oh, and then there's a spin-off, Jane the Killer. Yeah, the one who decides let me try to stop Jeff by also killing people. Yeah, that makes sense. But hey, at least they introduced me to Madame McRae, whatever her name is, the YouTube singer. And there is a very interesting story about the original picture, though. There's even a Blame It on George video where he finally looks into where that photo came from. And I don't remember what the result was, but I think he found it, where it came from. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Okay, number 9 is Slender Man. I had to include him, even though I'm not a huge fan of him. I mean, he's one of the most famous creepypasta celebrities, but I don't understand why. I mean, it's to the. I mean, he was never very interesting, but it's the things around him that are interesting. I mean, it's even become known he's inspired a real life stabbing, and I watched a lot of ghost shows, and they say the power we may have willed Slender Man into existence. Though of course they also say that aliens are to blame for are the cause of most things that they don't understand. I mean, yeah. I mean, I love these shows, but after a while, it just sounds like they're making stuff up to be scary. But anyway, I, like a lot of people at the time, never found him scary to begin with. I mean, he became popular because of a YouTube series. So he's not even Slender Man, he's the Radio Man or something. And an old Flash game where you have to collect a bunch of papers, and eventually he pops out and he kills you no matter what. There's even a hit how it's the end of video about him. Yeah, I used to watch him. I don't really anymore. But anyway, I mean, hey, at least we got a cool song out of it, right? But yeah, there's not much to say about this one. I mean, I don't even know if he has an original series. He was based on an old picture somebody sent one time, and it kind of just spread from there. But anyway, I mean, that's it. That's what I have to say about Slender Man. Number 8 is Rainbow Factory. Yeah, a lot of people don't actually know that I used to be a brony. Well, kind of. I was never a true brony. I mean, I never dressed up or any shit like that. It was just a show I used to like it once in a while. Maybe it was kind of refreshing to watch a happy, cute show. I mean, and I still kind of like Discord, But anyway, even back then, I was already kind of growing my more gothic side, and I was way more into the grim dark lore than anything. And by the way, it also introduced me to that Wooden Toaster song, Rainbow Factory. One of the few souvenirs I have from when I was a brony, I don't know if it was made before or after the story, because the song has the lyrics to the song is all over the creepypasta, so kind of strongly implies that the song was made before. I don't know, I don't know the story. anyway, I mean, yeah, this brings us to Rainbow Factory, one of the few good ones outside of Rocket Insanity and Cupcakes. Yeah, this story I don't find actually scary, but none of the My Little Pony creepypastas are scary. I mean, it's a horror story about a bunch of ponies. I mean, how scary can it really be? I mean, but anyway, and this brings us to Rainbow Factory, and apparently when Scootaloo grows up, she still can't fly. I mean, the poor thing. But she fails school and gets taken to basically a prison camp, and it turns out rainbows are made of pony blood or something. Yeah. And the one who runs this is Rainbow Dash. Yeah. Apparently she's evil now. Who knew? But anyways, Scootaloo's boyfriend or whatever is taken to a huge machine and does indeed get drained of blood and turned into a rainbow. Yeah. This is a Saw movie now about ponies, and hey, gore and stuff, right? But anyway, I mean, obviously Scootaloo realizes she has to get the hell out of there.
Happening. Is that going to be hard to do? No, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really?
Yeah, she starts to panic. Yeah, apparently Rainbow Dash never considered the ponies like panicking and trying to get the hell out of there, because I don't think she knew what to do. But anyway, Scootaloo flies away, and I think her other friend tried to hold Rainbow Dash back, and Dash kills her. I think her name is Aqua or something. But anyway, Scootaloo almost gets away, but Dash gets her and then ties her to the same machine. And as I remember, the story ends ambiguously. I mean, we don't know if Scootaloo actually died or not. It just kind of ends abruptly. But anyway, yeah, this is actually, even though it's not a scary story, but it's actually not a bad story. I did have a lot of fond memories about this one. So, number 8. Oh, and check out that song. I still like it. Okay, number 7 is Ben Drowned. This is basically Sonic X done right. Yeah, I was never a big fan of Sonic X. Anyway, for those who don't know, this is the story of a guy who's really into Majora's Mask, and sorry about that. The story of a guy who's really into Majora's Mask, and he finds some weird copy at a garage sale where it just says Majora on it, and he buys it, and the guy who sells it to him says something about the kid who owned it disappearing or something. Yeah, no red flags about that. But anyway, he puts it on, and the file says Ben drowned, and everything is corrupted, and apparently the game is cursed or something. Yeah, a haunted game. I have to admit, that's kind of unique. But anyway, it turns out there was a kid named Ben who did indeed drown, and I guess it haunts the game now. And yeah, the main kid could just destroy the disc or something, but no, he keeps playing, and I think he ends up possessed or something. I mean, I just remember there's a sad ending, but yeah, it could have been avoided, but anyway, it's not. The story itself is pretty creepy, but it's actually the accompanying video I find that really. After reading this, having the story narrated by a YouTuber, watch the video afterwards, and it's actually really creepy, really unsettling. But anyway, but yeah, think, yeah, Majora's Mask itself is already a very creepy game, and so it's pretty not really that hard to make it a very creepy, supposedly haunted version of it. And anyway, I guess that's all I have to say about this one. So number 7. Number 6 is one that's not very well known. It's called Autopilot. Yeah, this is a story of a guy who is constantly on autopilot. I mean, he loses his phone, and throughout the whole day, that's all he's thinking about. And because of that, he accidentally leaves his daughter in the car, and I think she dies of heat stroke or something. Yeah, it sounds silly, but surprisingly relatable. I mean, maybe not that part, but I don't know. I find this a lot scarier than all the monster stories. I mean, he didn't even. It's just he literally did not mean to do it. It was a literal accident. Yeah, he did not do this on purpose. He literally just forgot. And there was no villain. There was just a stupid accident that led to a tragedy. But yeah, I find that way scarier than monsters. Just the idea of something like that happening. But anyway, this is a short one because it's also a short story. I would highly recommend it. But anyway, moving on. Number 6. Okay, number 2 is Candle Cove. I didn't really know what to put as number 2. I always kind of struggle with number 2, but I remember this being a really creepy story. There's something about a strange show that nobody else could watch, and something about pirate puppets, and I don't know. What I really remember, the part that really got to me is one person says his mother said for 30 minutes he would just stare at a blank TV, static television, and saying Candle Cove was on. I don't know, I don't have too much to say about it, but I do find the story very creepy, and it's a very good story. I mean, obviously it's number 2, so. And if you remember that creepy reading back when he was reading creepy stories, and he had one called Stubbs Clubhouse, where it's kind of like this. It was more like that story in 1999 with the bear and all that, but I don't know. Again, these kind of stories are creepy to me. This haunted shows. I really have to watch that. I forget the story, but he's an African Mr. Rogers who's evil. I forget the name of the movie, but I should really watch that movie. I've been meaning to. Mr. whatever it was, but anyway, as you can see, I don't have too much to say about this one, but it's number 2 because I wanted to put something. And anyway, on to number 1, something I actually do have something to say about. Number 5, the Backrooms. I don't know if this still counts as a creepypasta, but I think it did start off as a creepypasta before it became a bunch of YouTube videos. It's that same YouTuber, I forget his name, but he now has a movie, and it's doing pretty good. I mean, I watched it. It's not a great movie, but I do like the main actor. He's the same guy who's in The Martian. But anyway, but yeah, the original videos I find very scary. The whole no clipping thing. I always had this deep-rooted Matrix feel, about life being an illusion or whatever, and that very much taps into that feel for me. The idea of one wrong step and you end up in a pocket dimension. And yeah, it's not even the monsters. It's just the idea of you can't get out of them. You just end up there You just end up there. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, as I remember, this all started because of a clip of the yellow officers. It caused this weird I forget what the name of that is, but well, you know, when you see a picture but you never been there, but you feel like you have that whole creepy feeling. That it all started from that, and now we have a goddamn movie about it. Yeah, crazy how it goes. But so obviously I had to include the back rooms, and I put number 5 because people seem to like the movie. It was okay, but I am glad I watched it. Anyway, moving on.
This place is a nightmare. No one's ever.
Okay, number 4 is Squidward Suicide. This is exactly the kind of creep story that Smiling Friends episode was poking fun at. You know, the whole lost episode thing, and what, like, everybody's off character, and everything feels weird, and the whole dead red eyes, of course. All that is from Squidward Suicide. It's the thing that started the whole lost episode stories, and yeah, obviously this is actually a good one. I mean, it's a very famous story, and even though there's a lot, you could easily make fun of it. There is a lot of cool stuff about it. I mean, even when he's being booed, like, I reread it, and like, yeah, like, the whole realistic eyes thing is dumb to me. I mean, what exactly does it mean? Is it something like Photoshop eyes or something, and make them red? I mean, it has to be red because, you know, blood is always important. You always have to have blood. But anyway, like, but yeah, like, when he said, like, it wasn't silly booing, it was like real booing, like mean booing. I don't know. That does sound kind of creepy. I mean, I get what it was going for with that. But anyway, like, yeah, most of the stories is Squidward crying and eventually, you know, shooting himself. And then there's for some reason there's snuff footage. Yeah, nothing to do with anything, just random snuff footage. I mean, it is 2011 or 2010. I mean, that was scary for a lot for back then, and I don't know, it just kind of just escalates abruptly, but it is still a good story. Just I find it dumb, but I enjoy it. It's kind of a mix of both. Anyway, I mean, I do still recommend the story. I mean, it's very famous and very well made, even if silly. And also I love SpongeBob, as you know. So any excuse to talk about SpongeBob. And I thought I had more to say, but I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say about it. So, moving on to number 3. I think you might be surprised by what it is, or not if you know my internet history. But anyway, let's get into it. Sorry, forgot to say, like, the narrator. I don't think he never goes to the police, and yeah. I just find that funny. I mean, that happened a lot back then. Well, you see this terrifying footage like that, but you don't go to the police. You just destroy the video or something, and promise you never talk about it again. By, you know, making a whole story about it. But anyway, that's just the last minute thing I had to say. But as I said, number 3. Okay, number 3 is cupcakes. Yeah, if you're familiar with my fan pop history and all that, you know I used to be all over cupcakes. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it's not even a good story. I mean, it's literally just Pinkie Pie being apparently evil and torturing Rainbow Dash for like a whole story, and then making her into cupcakes. Yeah, I'm not even gonna pretend that this is a well-made Shakespearean classic or something. No, it's literally a My Little Pony Saw story. But something about it, I think, I don't know. It started my gothic nature and my love for horror movies and metal music, everything Halloween. I mean, and my spirit animal is ravens, and I like to believe all this started somehow from cupcakes. So yeah, it's number 3 because it's very important to me personally. I got it really like helped shape helped shape me up as a person somehow. Even though I even made a solo song on it. Yeah, I make solo songs sometimes, and I have one about Pinkamena, and anyway, like, not much to say about the actual story. I mean, I'm sure you all know it by now. It's if you don't, like, well, there's not much. I said the story. Like, she kidnaps Dash and tortures her and makes her into a cupcake. Not much of a story. Just I'm pretty sure like the Swords and Sprinkles was like he made it as a joke, and like looking at it now, I can see that like it does kind of have like a troll nature to it. But anyway, like who knew that something made as a joke would end up like helping be so influential to my life, and because of that, I put it as number 3 because I owe a lot to this weird story that I tried to make that I was really into back in 2012. But anyway, yeah, number 3 is cupcakes. Okay, number 2 is Candle Cove. I didn't really know what to put as number 2. I always kind of struggle with number 2, but I remember this being a really creepy story. There's something about like a strange show that nobody else could watch, and like something about pirate puppets, and I don't know. There's what I really remember, the part that really got to me is like, well, one person says like his mother said for 30 minutes he would just stare at a blank TV, static television, and saying Candle Cove was on. I don't know, just I don't have too much to say about it, but I do find this story very creepy, and it's a very good story. I mean, obviously it's number 2, so. And if you remember that creepy reading back when he was reading creepy stories, and he had one called Stubbs Clubhouse, where like it's kind of like this. Like, it was more like that story in 1999 with the bear and all that, but I don't know. Again, these kind of stories are creepy to me. This haunted shows. I really have to watch that. I forget the story, but he's like an African Mr. Rogers who's like evil. I forget the name of the movie, but I should really watch that movie. I've been meaning to. Mr. whatever it was, but anyway, like as you can see, I don't have too much to say with this one, but it's number 2 because I wanted to put something. And anyway, on to number 1, something I actually do have something to say about. Okay, number 1 is Russian sleep experiment. And The scariest stories to me are, as you can see, there's a running theme, or like it's realism that's scarier to me. And I know this is a very silly story. I mean, it's still a 2000s creepypasta, but the idea of this, like scientists locking people in a room and using experimental gas on them and all that stuff, like that's scary to me. Like, obviously, there's no such thing as like a magical sleeping gas, but this is the kind of thing that those fucking Nazis were doing during the Holocaust. There was even a story of them actually using gas on people. I mean, not for keeping them awake, but just, just to kill everyone, see how many people they could kill. Even North Korea started doing stuff like that. Yeah. Of course fucking North Korea will be doing that, right? But anyway, this is a story where the Soviet Union found some mysterious gas and found some political prisoners and locked them in a room. And if you look into the Soviet Union, it's not surprising that they would do something like this. They're very horrifying. They did some really horrifying stuff.
What's your source on that? Based on this scientific paper I read. That's just a paper with the word science misspelled on it. Well, I don't know what to tell you, sir. It's peer-reviewed.
By the way, I have a solo song for this, Red Sleep Chamber. I really like it. I'll link it below. Anyway, the story itself is, in the 40s, as I said, they locked a bunch of people in the political prisoners in a room and used this experimental gas on them and, hang on. Yeah, kept them awake for 30 days. And being this is a creepypasta, this of course results in them going crazy, throwing poop at the walls and drawing Joker smiles. I mean, they love the Joker smiles, and I'm surprised there's no red eyes in this story, but as much as I love the story, it's very nom-tom creepypasta stuff, and yeah, the realism it may start off realistic, but it's obviously this is a very fictional story. And there's even a reveal that underneath, if you awake for 30 days, you apparently become a monster. Quote the famous picture of the guy in the guy skin and bones there, whatever it was, and yeah, but there is one part I do find scary, where just for no apparent reason, one of them just starts screaming bloody murder, just horrified screaming, and it's never explained why he starts doing this. He just does it for hours on end and breaks his voice box, just screaming endlessly. I don't know, something about that is scary to me, and there is scary stuff about this story, obviously, so it's number one. But yeah, as I said, the scary part is the fact that something this could happen. I mean, obviously not this way, but people do experiment on people in these kind of ways. Just ask the Holocaust. But anyway, I put it number one because of that, Anyway, I guess that's my whole list. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Till next time, Connell out. Bye.